Hello and welcome to another episode of the 12 Days of Winter with Sage Lee. Today we are broadcasting from Graham, Alabama, my father's hometown. And today we're using my family to talk about your relationship with your family and how, as a means to wholeness, the place to start is with your closest in relationships. We'll go out further and further over the coming days, but right now I want to talk about your relationship with your family. Originally, we grew up, and I'm talking about, long ago, we grew up in units of about 20 people each, and you can still see that in so-called primitive societies now, where there are these moiety groups or family groups that have about 20 to 25 people in them. And it seems as though humans were sort of designed, or we've at least had the habit of living in those configurations for a long time, and it's only recently that this nuclear family thing has come along, and it's been difficult because in the old family grouping, a group of adults would raise a group of children, and if you didn't find somebody that was your like if your mother, for instance, was really neurotic or your father was really mean, you could actually find a role model among the other adults that you could emulate. But we don't get that anymore. It's either the mother or the father, and if they are not close to their family, there's not even any aunts and uncles for you to model your behavior on. It's difficult. But it's one of the things that's the most important to your own wholeness is like, what is that relationship between you and those that are closest to you? And yes, sometimes people's families of origin have been abandoned. That's all right. Who do you consider your family right now? And what's your relationship with them? And what are the commitments that you're making to them, to those people that are closest to you? My father, he grew up on a homestead cotton farm in Graham, Alabama, and whenever it was time to pick the cotton, they would just bring the whole family, like all 7 brothers and sisters and their children and the cousins. They would all show up to pick the cotton because that's the only way that they could do it. And as it turns out, it was about a group of about 20 people, the ideal family grouping. So think about your relationships to those maybe 20 people that are closest to you. Are any of them role models? Are you role models to anyone in that group? And let me tell you, my commitment for those who are closest to me this year is to notice when I'm being triggered, be aware of it, and to end my defensiveness. What's your commitment to those that are closest to you? I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.